what's going on? I want to talk to you today about 2116. My name is Brian Kops. I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be with you guys. Let's talk about odd times and talk about building blocks, how to get there, how to play in them. They don't have to be intimidating. They don't have to be scary. They're not. So specifically, let's talk about 2116. So let's break it down to first, what is a time signature? A time signature, you usually see a number on top and a number on bottom. So if you have 4, 4, the number on top is what you count to, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. The number on bottom is the note value that you count. So what is a note value? A note value is the duration of a note. So we have whole notes, we have half notes, we have quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, all sorts of stuff, right? So if we have something like 4, 4, then that means the top number is 4, the bottom number is 4, so we know that we're counting 4 quarter notes. If the top number is 5, we count 5 quarter notes, so that would be 5, 4. If the top number is a 7 and the bottom number is an 8, that means we would count 7, is that 7? Yeah, that's 7. 7 eighth notes, right? Makes sense. So if we get to something like 2116, that means, you probably guessed it by now, you count 21 16th notes. So how do we break this down? Well, let's break it down into 4, 4, because that's the most natural feeling. That's what most people know already. So how many 16th notes are in 4, 4? 16, because we have 4 quarter notes. There are 4 16th notes to each quarter note. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, start over. So if we have 16, 16, you could break that down to 4, 4, same thing. So if we have something like 21, 16, we need to add 5 more 16th notes on the end. So we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. And then it starts over. So what is our marker here? We have to set our markers. That's the biggest thing with odd times. That's the thing that gets me through anything, is what are my markers? What are my, okay, this is where I am in it. Because when you're in 16th notes, when you're in 16th note odd times, most of the time you're not counting each one. You're just kind of setting your markers on, okay, where does this fall? For me, I relate everything back to 4, 4. That's what I know the most. That's what comes most naturally to me. It has a natural backbeat, and then we can kind of maneuver around it how we need to. So in 2116, let's take a simple groove in 4, 4 with a backbeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we have 16 16th notes here, right? So we need to add 5 16th notes on the end of this. So I would count quarter notes, which equals, 4 quarter notes equals 16 16th notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So now we can start getting a little more, okay, that's how it feels, right? So now that we kind of know how to break it down, how to count it, now let's start adding to it. So let's try to fill in a little pattern in 5 at the end. So right, left, left. That's a group of 5. I'll keep my right hand on the hi-hat, my left hand on the snare. Right, left, bam. Okay? So that's going to go, we're going to tag that at the very end of the group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So on and so forth. Let's take a little more involved kick pattern and keep the hands the same that we were doing. And let's just do something like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Right? So now we can just go from there. We're just building and building. Let's add an ostinato in the right hand. And along with that other kick pattern, we'll start to slowly add more and more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now it's starting to feel a little more, you know, there's a little more groove to it, a little more musicality happening. So I want to explain to you what what you saw in the beginning of this video. I got to thinking, okay, if we have 21 16th notes, well, 3 goes into 21 7 times. 21 is divisible by 3. So let's take a 4/4 groove, like a back 8th notes on a hi-hat, 2 and 4 in the snare, and a group of 3 ostinato on the kick drum. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So with that together, it'll sound like this. 1 2 3. So if we're in 21/16, that means I can just kind of set it and forget it, so to speak, on the kick drum, because that's gonna carry me through. So what you end up with is something kind of cool. So you go. So I kind of took the same idea of the ostinato on the hi-hat, added it with the kick drum ostinato. We're in 21/16, and it just comes together pretty nicely. So yeah, here's a little bit more for you. Thanks for checking the video out, and yeah, good luck, you guys.